along the roof, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
In range. Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1862 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
Yes, people, welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again. It's Premier League prediction evening and a roundup as well. I've got the usual suspects. I've got Tony, one of my co-hosts, and my favourite podcaster, MAISY. Good evening to you both.
Good evening.
Hi, Johnny. All right. I'm
absolutely fantastic stuff. And guys, you like the video, like what you see, please hit the like button. Just give the honour of a like. On the subscribe button as well. If you'd like to super chat us, then click on the super chat. And if you'd like to join as a member, 99p, that is all it is. Mace is a member. Tony, I think, is a member as well. I think you're a member. Are you a member, Tony, or not yet?
I'm not sure. I don't. No, not yet. No.
Yeah, not yet. That's fine. No pressure. So we're going to go for the comments as well first of all. I think it's fair to do so. Welcome to Cheshire, one of my mods. And also, please, people, remember to keep comments respectfully. Please don't know or comments or duplicate comments. Thank you very much, Cheshire. Sure, the love to Cheshire as well. Big up to Cheshire. Absolutely fantastic. Big up to the Not Tonight. It's just chatty sort of thing backstage. Evening to Davey. Connor, John say, how are we, man? Yeah, how are you, man? Big up to the trio, John, Mason, Tony. Big up to Avi, big Scouser fan. We're going to talk about Darwin Nunez as well. And even you lot, even to you, Paul. Right, let's go talk about the breakdown quickly for the weekend. We're going to talk to you, Tony, first. And 0-0 against Brighton. And it was a great point. I know you said this on Monday. And we was happy for a point, were we?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, we didn't play at our best, to be fair. But if we can play not at our best, but still get a point, then, you know, that's progress in my eyes. Because if this was last season under Steve Bruce, we wouldn't have won that game. We would have lost that game 3-4-0 maybe, because, you know, but we didn't play the best. I still see a lot of people saying, oh, well, Callum Wilson's goal should have stood, and I keep having to repeat myself on comments, on having to comment on these things and say, look, at the end of the day, the reason why it didn't stand is because just as Callum Wilson put his foot up, the referee blew the whistle. If Callum Wilson had been able to finish the shot off and score, then it would have gone to VAR and they would have turned around and said that's a goal because there was no foul included there. But because the refs blew his whistle, VAR cannot intervene. And that's the difference. So really, I think referees should be told to keep that whistle down until it's gone in the back of the net. Let the technology do its job. If VAR to say it's not a goal, it's not a goal. But, you know, and I seem to have, like I say, I've repeated this quite a lot over the weekend and, you know, during this week. So, yeah. But other than that, no, a good solid point out of it. Saved by Nick Pope. If it wasn't for his few great saves he made, we would have lost that game. And thanks for Pascal Gross missing the target right at the end when really he should have buried that. But that's his problem if he can't put it in the back of the net and puts it wide. We don't mind as long as we get a point. So it's a point gained in my eyes.
100%. Just seen this has been a 10 mil for Diaz from Blackburn. I'm sure that 10 mil is well worth a try. He looks better than him for Watford for sure. If I was a Blackburn fan, right, you need to keep him because to have any chance to get into the Premier League, you need to keep him. He's a decent striker, by the way. I know, Mace, can't wait to roast me on Liverpool and Starwin.
Oh,
Starwin.
You know what? I wouldn't even be as mind if I didn't hear that nickname, but To be honest, I'm not gonna roast Liverpool. I'm not gonna roast Darwin because United's not good enough, and I'm not gonna laugh at other teams' failures when my team failure is even worse. That would just make me an hypocrite, first of all, and second of all I'm gonna comment on is that Darwin Nunez has shown he is vulnerable on the pitch. Centre backs now are gonna look at Darwin Nunez as the easy target to wind up because he managed to get just in the second game of the preseason a red card or a headbutt, and he's gonna look loads of centre backs now who's gonna play against Darwin Nunez is gonna look at him, try and wind him up, give him a bit of a shove and think he might get a red card here. So for me, he's really shown his vulnerabilities now.
Wasty, you're absolutely right. I can't lie. This guy is going to get sent off every 2 weeks if he carries on, because defenders now are going to look at him and thinking they're going to wind him up. They're going to get close to him. They're going to follow him. If that means you follow him to the toilet, they do exactly that. They will. You know what I mean? That's what you're going to do. Sven Botman and Dan Burn would be licking their chops. And I mean chops.
I'd love to see Darwin Nunez can headbutt Maguire.
Not now, he would.
Unfortunately, John.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Botman and Dan Burn won't be licking their lips because he's suspended against us when we play away at Liverpool. So we have to wait till the home game now.
I want to say it's a bit of a blessing, but knowing that he can't get many shots on target, is it really a blessing? Because they might be able. Jota's apparently back, so I'm a bit more nervous.
Wow. I'll tell you what, they probably play a false nine. They probably use Lewis Diaz as a false nine. But then again, Macy, if you beat Liverpool on Monday night, you go above them, by the way.
Well, if we beat Liverpool, I'll be literally dancing on the table. I don't think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Wow. Oh, no. Listen, you stick to what you know. Be a podcaster. Poor referee in a few games this weekend. I totally agree. Anthony Taylor. Oh, my God. What is he thinking, my guy? Do you think we should sign Gallagher by and Pulisic on loan from Chelsea? For me, we're going to talk about it tomorrow on the fans forum, right? But Gallagher looks a decent talent. I take him. Pulisic, I would, but he's injury prone. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, Conor, mate. So, on the fan forum. Big up to Jules, by the way, on my mods. Chester is one of my mods as well. Great win for Macy's team the weekend. Pedro, Gong, Calves was great. How are you feeling to Cenk? Decent deal for Wolves getting Nunez in. I tell you what, Nunez is a fantastic player, but I've got to go like that because he is.
I've got to go like that because I like Sporting and I admire Sporting as a team. That like, if I was going to take away from Manchester United, they're the team I'd watch. They're my second favourite team in football. So having Nunez leave is very, very bad because they're short on midfielders now. Because they lost Palhinha to Fulham, and to have two players lost and a player out for a season due to injury, it's not good. Overall, they've got 5 midfielders left, and if you're playing 3, you're short at least on 1.
Very, very true. Very, very true. They got a decision to make. They really have. But if Nunez does well, it'd be absolutely fantastic. Wolves getting Ramos as well. Also, well, I'll tell you, if they get him, then we lost out. Where's Tony D gone? Not tonight, Jules. Not tonight. Not tonight.
No sunshine.
No sunshine. Just before you go on to the Macy rant, Nunez needs to learn from this. Absolutely. Not now, Macy. Nunez done for United. And they got pause there. Hang on, go back. Not now, Mace. Nunez is done for United. Hey! Hey! Nick Will has the temperament to Nunez and still young. He will learn from it. Exactly right, Paul. Nunez, who? He'll be in Haaland's back pocket for that season. I'll tell you what, who knows? Thank the Lord. Lord Diaz scored. But I can't see Nunez being at Wolves. Someone like City or Chelsea snapped him up. Me personally, I think it's too good for Wolves, by the way. You can just there's a bigger club from Wolves. What does Mason think about Man U blowing another 50 million on striker? You scored 8 goals in Spain. As I think it's Cunha Atletico. They haven't
So
got
I'm
anyone
not
yet.
going to say anything until we buy someone.
So, Macy, go on, carry on.
I'll take any player right now over the crap we've got. Oh, that's all I'm going to say. But before we touch on about my team, I'm just going to say about Darwin Nunez. I think him coming to Wolves, it makes him look more humble in a kind of respect because you've seen that that the City deal's been rejected, West Ham deal's been rejected, and of course Wolves has been accepted because of the price. But really, Nunez, he didn't have to go if he didn't really want to go. He could have said, "No, I'm staying put." And knowing that, it just shows that he wants to play in the Premier League. He isn't bothered about the European football because he was in Champions League football beforehand. So for me, he's still only very young, so it just shows that he wants to come to play football, not for the money and not for Europe.
Could well be. If it's what that's all they all do now, miss, they just come for the money. That's all it is. Simple as that. We're going to do too much this weekend, John. Fed or not, Aaron yet. I mean, I'm working on Monday, so I won't be able to go. And Rabiot's coming. Oh, don't mention Rabiot to me, so whatever you do. Nunez is been called for time. Please hit those thumbs up and consider subscribing for you to the show. Cheers to it. Share the love. Thank you. Wolves is Portugal's training camp for the national team. That's from Paul. Right, Macy, give us a breakdown on your team. You got walloped 4-0 by Brentford. You scored 4 goals conceded in the first 35 minutes. 2 of the goals, I don't know what De Gea had an absolute mare. Now, here's a warning. You're going to play the ball out from the back. You've got to do it well. You have to have the players to do it. Playing the football players and playing the ball out from the back. He ain't got that. Christian Eriksen's not a number 6. How the hell De Gea gave the ball to Christian Eriksen? He did not want that ball. He didn't want it. And he got hustled off for Brentford's second goal. And
go on, John.
Sorry. And what was Maguire doing for nearly cost the second goal? And if Martinez, I like him, right? Put him up against Ben Mee, right? He was 6'1", and Martinez 5'9", right? You can't put him there, man. You cannot. I mean, Macy, please take over, warrior.
Spineless, disgusting. They don't deserve to wear the shirt. Them players are a disgrace to the club. None of them players wanted to play that game. None of them. People can go on and say Glazers out. And I want the Glazers to be out just like everyone else. But under the same breath, is it the Glazers' fault of how the players perform on that pitch? No. Them players need to be held responsible for how they play on that pitch. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hounded like mad. He got this crap, spineless team second place and Europa League final. So, what does that really say? Did he overachieve? Probably so. I don't know. But De Gea, I've said to you months ago I said it on this stream, that De Gea will no longer be in a year or two's time Manchester United's first choice goalkeeper. And the reasons why I've said he shouldn't be is the reasons of what I have seen in both Brighton and Brentford. He is an outdated goalkeeper. You look at the top goalkeepers now in the league of Mendy from Chelsea, you look at Ederson, you look at Alisson, you look at Nick Pope, you look at Martinez from Aston Villa. You even look at Dean Henderson compared to him. And what qualities have they got what De Gea doesn't have? Distribution. You can be the best shot stopper in the world, which is De Gea. I'd probably say out of shot stopping, he's probably the top 3. But in terms of everything else, he's poor. He's absolutely poor. And I said 2 seasons ago he needed to be dropped. He was dropped for a bit, and then last season he come in, he improved. I thought, that's okay, giving the benefit of the doubt. But I should have listened to myself 2 seasons ago, because I just think his time is up at Manchester United. He isn't suited to Eric Ten Hag. And Ten Hag, I feel sorry for him. He looks like he's aged about 15 years and he's only been here a couple of months. The ball little sod. And I'm going to say another thing. Never mind Maguire. I feel sorry for Maguire having to be paired up with bloody Dalot next to him. Dalot is the worst right back I've ever seen in existence. How people try to say that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is worse than this guy. This guy, we were saying, oh, bring Dalot in, he can cross. I've got my glasses on here. I haven't seen a good cross from Dalot yet. Like, do you know, like, his crosses go to shots, and his shots are not even on target, these so-called crosses. He gets bullied massively on the ball. And Bumo, Josh Da Silva, absolutely outclassed him. And Maguire is just a waste of air. And that's all I'm going to say. But Martinez, I know people are, I think Martinez, in a way, is I like him, but it's height in terms of you're seeing at times either Tony was bullying him, but at times Martinez was bullying him back. So I think there is definitely something there. He needs that time to grow, but I think for me, he's probably better off slotting in the midfield for now, just so he can get used to the Premier League. And then once he's used to it, get some bit of game time under his belt, moving back to the centre back position. Why we're not playing Rafael Varane? I have no clue, because he's Cristiano Ronaldo. He didn't even want to thank the fans for coming travelling all the way to Brentford to watch that crap show. And for me, that's disgusting. You don't want to be at that club, do one. I don't care who it is. It could be Cristiano Ronaldo. It could be Bruno. It could be anyone. It could even be Ericsson. I don't care who it is. If you don't want to be at the club, do one out the club, because you're just wasting our time. You're wasting our wages. Not that the wages bother me anyway, but Marcus Rashford can't even track for crap. I'd literally rather play Anthony Elanga at this point, even though Anthony Elanga can't even shoot. Bruno Fernandes is an headless chicken. Just put him in the number 8 role. Put Ericsson in the 10. What's so hard about that? Fred, I think he was bullied. And I think it was very risky playing Scott McTominay. And I've said I've been critical of Scott. And maybe we would have been better off playing Scott in that game, to be honest. Who else is there? Sancho. I didn't see Sancho in that game. That's me being realistic. Well done, Brentford.
Big up to Brentford.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, well, thing, Luke Shaw, he needs to get out the club, because I'm actually sick of him.
He's not good enough.
Thing is, thing is, MAISY, right? When you look at it, so you're saying about Ronaldo because he wasn't interested on Saturday, but before the season started, before he even went to pre-season, he did say he wanted to leave the club, and your manager said he's not going anywhere. Now, when a player states that they want to leave the club at the start of it, although as much as you don't want to lose that player, you look back and you think, right, okay, obviously he's not happy at the club. So then you think, right, okay, I'll listen to offers and get rid. Because the minute you start playing that player, he doesn't want to know. And that's exactly how Ronaldo is. He just does not want to know. And he is wanting to win. You can see that. And that's... at the end of the day, it'd be like us.
Yeah.
It'd be like us if we had somebody at the club that wasn't happy. I would say, I hope we would get rid. We've done it in the past, and that's how it should be done. No player should be bigger than the club. And Ronaldo's no exception to that.
You know, I know you mentioned about, obviously, Ten Hag said he's not for sale, but I suppose as you don't hear managers say, well, this player's for sale, this player's for sale. So I guess that's something that he has to say to the press. But here's a good question. Who wants Cristiano Ronaldo? He knows he is not getting into a Champions League club. No Champions League club wants Cristiano Ronaldo. PSG's rejected him. Chelsea's rejected him. City's rejected him. Who else has rejected him? Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich. The only one who was open to him was Sporting. And Sporting Sporting only wanted a loan because they couldn't afford his wages. And Ronaldo said, "No, I don't want to be on a loan. I want to be on a permanent to a club who can compete in the Champions League." So he's fussy of who he wants. He wants Champions League football, but he won't go to Sporting because they're not competitive in it.
Fair
Do you think you should have brought him back to the club, though? That's the thing.
No.
Because the thing is... I always say with players, never go back. I mean, I know John's spoken in the past, like, it'd be great to go and get Ivan Toney into the club. But the way I look at it is you should never go back because it never normally works out second time round. There's only exceptions where it might work out second time round, like with us. It happened with Peter Biadzi when he come back to the club. He was as brilliant the second time round as he was this time round. But he's a one-off player. There isn't many players like Peter Biadzi in the world that can go from one club and then come back to that club and do well second time round. And they always say never go back anyway. And I think that's happened with Ronaldo. To be honest with you, he doesn't seem to have done a lot since he's been there, if I'm honest with you. And that's an outsider looking in.
The problem is when you've got Cristiano Ronaldo at your club, you need to drop everything to work around Cristiano Ronaldo. And compared to 20 years ago, you could work around them players, but now it's about working around the team. And if Cristiano Ronaldo does not suit your plans, he won't fit into none of these Champions League clubs because you look at the likes of Tuchel, he would never change that back three formation for Cristiano Ronaldo. You look at Bayern Munich, the way they play, they would never change that 4-2-3-1, dropping Sane, dropping Coleman or whoever, or dropping Mane to play Cristiano Ronaldo. You look at PSG, they would not drop Mbappe, they wouldn't drop Neymar. Well, I know Neymar's dropped, but we wouldn't drop him over Ronaldo. They wouldn't drop Messi over Ronaldo either. So how's it going to be? He can't have his cake and eat it. I know he scored, 18 goals for us last season, but that's good. But the season before, we had Bruno scoring 18 goals, Edison Cavani scoring 18 goals in all competitions. Same with Marcus Rashford. All them players were on good form, and then Ronaldo comes, nobody is.
Yeah, I mean, it's worrying times to be a United fan, by the way. I'm sorry to hear that. At the end of the day, if you make individual mistakes, you lose games. So fun in the Prem. Difficult to know where to start with this team. Maybe start with Shaw, Dalot, Rashford, and Ronaldo out of the club. And Joe's got a question for you before we really got to go into the fixture. It says, what does MAISY think about Real's comments about ownership now? Given away, he spoke to Newcastle fans about being grateful for what we had under Ashley. So what I think, Joe's, I could be wrong here. She's basically saying that Real, right, telling us fans to be grateful for what we got. Now he's gone, and things has changed.
I'm just going to answer this question, and I've always said it, he's an hypocrite.
Short and sweet. And yeah, I've got one making a comment. I'm going to not be not reading this comment at all whatsoever. Right, just go through his comments.
I can't wait to play with Swansea and Cardiff. It's my dream.
Yay! There you go. MAISY placing European football in the season guaranteed. I doubt it. That's not happened. They're not getting relegated. Do you think owners doing the deal on Kane Hotels work? What helping signs a couple of players? Let's face it, we need a hand signing top players. We could discuss that tomorrow, but I'm sure our owners doing working around the clock to get new buys anyway. Rio didn't want to slate this mate. Ronaldo was hypocritical. Big up to the song. I hope you're fine. Mbappe came on for sure against Brentford. He looked the best out of the poor bunch.
Malacia.
Yes. A lot of people making jokes about Henderson and Forrest done a lot, but they just beat the team that Lingard was getting criticised for not joining. New player saves a pen, new player scores a goal. That's some Foxy. Question right about Garner. Do you think Garner should play? Garner should play.
That midfield is an absolute joke. Yeah, and as much as I don't like Rabiot fits into that team over the current midfield we've got. I don't have a clue why Garner is not playing. If you want me to be honest, Iqbal should be playing, or Charlie Savage as well, over these crap bags on the pitch. What we do currently have, but it looks like from reports James Gardner is actually getting sold, which I think is an absolute terrible mistake by Manchester United. And I've read Newcastle on Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, fair comment.
Apparently Southampton as well.
Southampton.
But you won't go there.
I don't think you will. But, well, what can I say, man? You used to use Gardner a bit more as well. Give him a go. Give him a game time. Big up to Keith, by the way. That's absolutely fine, mate. She's back. You're back now, which is great. Lucky point in the weekend. Brighton had worked us out. I agree with you there. Well said to you, Mason. That's Ravi. And go to the last one for the time. But this season, only took Man U look good is when they were on tour pre-season. Ronaldo's left dude at home. He's definitely the rotten egg in the squad.
We definitely think of our goal of the season, goal of the month for August. We may need to look at pre-season.
Hey. Exactly, man.
If you don't fancy yourself, you just cry.
It's ridiculous, isn't it, man?
Well,
right, let's go straight on. Go on, Tony.
Yeah, sorry, quickly, John. Quickly on the James Garner thing. I saw a rumour this morning saying that apparently we've agreed a £14 million deal with Man U and he'll sign a 4-year contract, but I ain't seen anything official. So until anything official comes out, to me, that's just, I take that with a pinch of salt. But if he's up for 14 million, I think that's a bargain. And he could be the replacement that we need for Shelvey while Shelvey's out injured.
I like young player, sort of in project youth. So we get him, we'll back the player. So I haven't seen that at all. But if that is true, then just take it with a pinch of salt, and I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Let's go straight on to the Premier League fixtures. First of all, Spurs against Wolves. That's an early kickoff, 12:30 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs are doing really well. Wolves are doing well as well. Both got 4 points to open 2 games. And I'll start with you, Macy. How do you think that game will go?
For me, I think it's going to be depending if Nunez is available to play in the Premier League on Saturday. And if he is announced on time, I think it's going to be a much tougher test for Tottenham than they think. And Tottenham, they was very dirty in the last game. For me, I've gone for a draw on this game. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. But I do think if Nunez doesn't get confirmed, I think it could be a 2-1 for Tottenham. But I'm doing it based off him being confirmed.
Okay, you're going for 2-1 there.
1-1, sorry.
1-1. Go 1-1. Okay, Tony.
Yeah. Both teams on 4 points. Wolves got that draw on Saturday with Fulham. It's at the Tottenham ground, so Tottenham are normally quite good at home. They had a fiery match on Sunday. Technically, I can see this being not a one-sided game, but there'll be plenty of chances in the game from both teams. But I think Spurs might just have that little bit extra, too much quality for Wolverhampton. So I'm going to say Tottenham 3, Wolves 1.
This game, for me, I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a draw in this game. I'm going to say 1 each. I think Spurs have plenty of chances. I think Wolves to give a real goal in this game. And it depends on Nunez. It's a Nunez come in from Sporting Lisbon. I'm going to go 1 each. I'll go with MAISY, 1 each. I'm going to go for that. Yes, Spurs will have a good season. I think Wolves won their last season by 2-0. That's when Nuno Espirito Santo got the boot. And yeah, I'm going to go with 1 each on that one. So, and I know people saying Spurs, we're actually saying Spurs to win by 2-1. Michael's saying just 1 point. Wolves just have 1 point. I agree. And Daily Lions found this level with this new transfer. Spurs at home should be a banker for much of the season. That's from Michael. So, yeah, so you agree with that one? 1-1 for MAISY, 3-1 to Tony, 1-6 for myself. Let's go on to the next one. Crystal Palace against Villa at Selhurst Park. Palace had a kind of draw yesterday. 1-6. Should have won it, by the way, but I missed that chance. And Aston Villa, they're going to be with Diego Carlos until part of the season, where he went off, really done himself in. What did he do? He just what did he do, Tony? He just had like Achilles. Is it Achilles tendon?
It's his Achilles tendon. Yeah, he's out for about 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, that is shocking, man. I wish Diego all the best. Get well soon, Diego. I know you do. I know we was after you in January, and they couldn't sell you to us. But Diego, I wish you all the best, man. I hope you get better soon. And yeah, so MAISY, how do you think that game will go? Palace fella. Go on, Tony.
Sorry, just want to say quickly on the Diego Carlos thing. Yes, I know we didn't get him and we didn't sign him, but it's just a shame that some of our fan base are laughing about his injury, and saying, oh, well, that's what happens, karma and all this. Sorry, at the end of the day, a player's out injured. It's a shame he's out for 6 to 9 months. Yes, it's a player we looked at, but obviously we didn't want to buy him in the summer because at 29, for that amount of money, we didn't want to buy him, and we got Botman instead. But, we should all be respectful, really, and not wish injury on anybody and just hope that he has a speedy recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Tony. Well said. Just on the Wolves game, I mean, I said they won the first game. No, they only got a point this season and they got beat off Leeds. So I'm absolutely wrong on that one. So let's go straight on. Give us your prediction that one. And how do you think the game go, MAISY?
For me, Palace versus Villa. Diego Carlos is out, and the thing is with Crystal Palace, I think they have played well this season so far. They was very unlucky to get a draw from the Liverpool game because I think they was actually the better side. They wasn't the best versus Arsenal, but you've seen them glimmers of hope for them, and they are showing as a very strong mid-table team for me so far this season, and you've seen the best out of some of the Palace players. But the thing is with Aston Villa, there's just something about Aston Villa for me what I don't feel like is clicking. And I just feel like now Steven Gerrard is going to be on borrowed time despite that win, because I'm looking at him and think Kamara isn't what I thought he would have been. Of course, Carlos has got an injury, which is a shame, and Ollie Watkins, Danny Ings, they're not really gelling together. I don't think Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins has ever worked well together, if you want me to be fairly honest. And I don't know why they haven't really switched it up. And I'm surprised from me that Steven Gerrard hasn't gone for a lot of the Rangers players who he's actually worked with to give them a go in the Premier League. Like, it'd be good to see, for instance, like some Morelos in the Premier League. I know, of course, he's got that bit of temper on him, but I think he's an outstanding striker, and I think he would be absolutely magnificent in the Aston Villa team. But I've gone for a Crystal Palace win, and I've gone for a 2-1.
I'm going for 2-1 as well. I'm not copying you, MAISY, but I've got a feeling they're going to go for 2-1 as well. And I think Palace will score late on to win the game. Villa will score, but I think Palace will win that game by 2-1. And just got one here from Kate. Big up to you, Kate and Jonathan. Hope you're fine. Hope you have a lovely evening. And get rid of Ronaldo for God's sake. And quick one for Foxy. Our fan base is as toxic as you can get. Why would you laugh and tweet a lad that's just had a toe injury? You know what? Foxy, you're absolutely right, mate, because that is a fantastic comment there, right there. I could have called people out on social media yesterday. I wanted to call people out, yeah, but you know what? I didn't have the energy to do so, so I just could not be bothered. And I've seen it, and some of them was absolutely shocking for my fan base, man. So the thing is, right, just because you didn't get Diego Carlos, I heard people say, we dodged a bullet here, this and that, and all that, yeah, and people making snidey marks. Don't do it, yeah, or any players that injured. A shocking injury. They could be out for 6 to 9 months. It could be out for a year. At the end of the day, right, one of these days, you might get injured, you might get hurt sort of thing, and it's not a nice thing. So there you go. Tony, Palace Villa.
Well, It's funny you say that because Macy read my mind as well. I had 2-1 on as well. I think it's a game that'll have a fair few chances in it. I think Sir Hall will get on the score sheet. I think Ings will get on the score sheet. Well, Palace are a good side at Selhurst Park. Hard to beat there. So, yeah, I'm going to say Crystal Palace 2, Aston Villa 1.
Full house, eh? Full house. Yay! Just missed one from Michael as well. Fulham were awful against Bournemouth. Not a lot better in their win against a poor Everton side. Coutinho has been invisible so far for them. Palace could easily win. That's a Coutinho, or should be Coutinho, but the way Tim Vickers says a Coutinho, I says that as well. And the way he said Bakata, that's what he says, Baqueta. He says Bakata. So there you go. So yeah, good. Thanks, Keith. Thanks for Jules as well. It's like Ekateki. Turn us doing just be respectful, move on. Thank you very much, Jules. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Keith said, great for a big lose. Hope you get well soon. Thank you, that Keith. It's Villa. I think they deserve everything they get, to be fair. They're always mouthing off on Newcastle pages. There's a guy called Villa Watch, yeah. That guy is an absolute first-class muppet. He really, really is, yeah. And we haven't got time to say much to him anyway. Well, Sir Jules and Tony and John. And John Jesue. We love you, man. But being a mod is good enough. Newcastle won their win. We'll come on to that one later. Stevie G is seriously underachieving with the squad he has. It's not being touted enough in the national press. What's it, 2 wins in 12? That ain't great. That ain't great at all. Would some of these Rangers players be good enough for the Prem? Morelos will be out in the Premier League. Yeah. Do I like
James
him? No.
As well, I think will be brilliant in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Glenn Kamara is another one who I think will be great in the Premier League as well. And I think even if McGregor was like 5 years younger, he would have been great in the Premier League. It's just a shame that he's a bit too old now because he's obviously going to retire in the next year or so, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I totally agree, man. I think Ryan Kent as well is a decent player.
I think the thing is with Ryan Kent, and people will probably disagree with me on this, he's a good winger, but he's very sloppy because he's more for skill and placement. He isn't about for the team, and he can get extremely greedy. And if you're coming up upon the best in the Premier League, you're going to give away very cheap balls away, and that could potentially cost the team. I think he's great, but I think he's extremely greedy and he's all for skill and placement. So that's why I wouldn't think he would suit the Premier League, in my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. He's a Scouser as well, by the way. And, he's still a good player, but is that too much lazy? Unfortunately, FA Football Club has certain toxic fans world we live in. People hide behind fake accounts and keyboards. Yeah, Lee, you're absolutely right, mate. Thank you, Jules. Love you lots. And you're the best mod. So is Jessie, so is Rachel, and Tony the Red as well. Where is Tony the Red today? Do you think Gerrard will end again the boot? Well, if he doesn't get top 10 this season, he probably would. But he's on a 4-year deal. Big up to George, by the way. Thank you, George, for coming on, mate. First time, sure. And Jessie, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. You are a major star. And why don't Man U fans just put the money together and buy it? Real. That's a fair shout. Not angry but disappointed. Oh, not that bad, Jules. Would you love an order to back your managers to spend over $1 billion on players? You know what it is, right? I mean, well, I tell you what, I wouldn't waste $1 billion. I'd spend the money on the right areas, by the way. But there you go. And you and Danielle, and got my guys. So I've already forcing around Pedro. I will not touch him with a barge pole. I'm sorry, it ain't gonna happen. 30 million, you got to be flipping jogging, right? If Emmanuel Denny went to force 15 mil, they're asking this guy for 30 mil. Newcastle tax I must have met. Big up to Lee, by the way. Why do you know so much about Man United candidate players? Tony, have a word. Well, there's only a few I know.
I'll have a word, don't worry.
I'm not a red.
He's not a red, though. Honestly, he's not.
Not a red. MAISY wants us to be a red, though.
No chance.
No chance. No way I will say. I haven't called Mason a mag. I'll never say that to her. Thoughts on Gordon wanted to leave Everton for Chelsea, potentially buying him. Good luck with that one, by the way, because me personally, I don't think he's ready for Newcastle just yet. I think another season will be good. And, but most Newcastle fans do not want him, I believe. And we're good, Jules. And there you go. Right, we go straight on to the next one. Everton Forest at Goodison Park. Everton looking for the first win. Forest had a confident booster by beating West Ham by a goal and nil. And for me, go on, Tony, you go first on this one, mate.
Yeah, so mixed result for both teams this weekend. Everton lost to Villa, which I expected them to lose to Villa, if I'm honest, because our away form last season was atrocious, and it hasn't changed this season either. At home, last season they were a different animal at home, because they've got that crowd behind them in that Gladys Street end, or whatever they want to call it. Forest, they had a good result against West Ham on Sunday. West Ham could have won that game 3-1 easily, because technically they hit the bar twice. Rice missed a penalty, which was absolutely atrocious. Worst penalty I've ever seen, but the keeper still got to save it. So Forest will be on the high one after Sunday. Everton will be on a little bit of a downer. I see this being an action-packed game. And I'm going to say Forest to go and win this one 2-1.
Macy.
Everton are absolute crap. Even though they've made good signings in like Conor Cody, for instance, I don't think they've got what it takes to actually go to where they used to be under Carlo Ancelotti. They've lost Richarlison, and I look at it and think, where are they going to get the goals from? I can't, because I think Calvert-Lewin is very inconsistent, and especially if Gordon goals, they're done for. I really do believe so. I think Forest, they have got some good players on them, but I think, for me, in my opinion, they could be a little bit better in the shooting. Because there was some very open nets what they've had against West Ham, where you look at it, you should have really buried that, but they didn't. Maybe it might be because they're not used to the Premier League as of yet. I don't know, but I've gone for a Forest win. I've gone for 2-0 for Forest.
Yeah, I have to agree there. Most people, yeah. I mean, Everton haven't really clicked. They haven't got a number 9, haven't they? And even though that Cordy is there to short the defence, and it's going to be tough. Forest played really well, I thought. I thought the movement was good. I thought Toffolo at left wing back, I think he's fantastic. I think he's a decent player. I thought Lewis O'Brien man of the match for me in that game as well. And they feel the back looks settled now. I mean, Joe Roar, I don't rate the guy, I'm not going to lie, but I'm sure Steve Cooper will keep the same team. I'm going to go Everton 1-0 in that game. I think Everton by goal and nil. And I hate to say, I think Lingard will score. So there you go. Jules, thanks for that, man. And thanks again. And got one as well. Everton will sneak this one. Forest needs to work out how to play away from home in the Premier League. It's certainly not going to work if they set up like they did against us, St. James Park, 10 to Everton. It means 1-0 to Everton, by the way. And I look forward to see that Fuller player. He just signed for Atalanta for 9 million quid. I like the player. I think he do decent. He must play. Let's go next one to Fulham against Brentford. Craven Cottage. Fulham's having a decent start in life of the Premier League. Brentford got 4 points as well after they demolished United. I mean, that game could go either way. For me, I think Mitrovic is going to score. My guy, Tony's going to score. So I'm going to go 2s each in this game. What do you think, Macy?
What game's that for, sorry?
Fulham against Brentford.
Fulham versus Brentford, I think it's going to be a tough one, but I think Brentford, knowing that they've battered Man United 4-0, they're going to come in very confident. I think Fulham have had a great start so far to the season, but their unbeaten ways isn't going to last forever. And I think knowing when I look at that Brentford team, Ivan Toney, Josh De Silva back, and Boomo, they work so well together, honestly. And Norgard, Jangler, they've got an outstanding team, and not including new signs of Keane, Potter Lewis, and Damsgaard there as well. I've gone for a 3-1 win for Brentford.
Wow. Bold shout there. Tony.
Yeah, yeah. Fulham haven't done too bad. You know, they got 2 draws, one against Liverpool. When everybody expected, I mean, even including me, I expect Liverpool to go there and thump them 4-0, if I'm honest, and that didn't happen. Brentford have played well. I mean, they got that draw at Leicester when they were 2 down. They come back to 2-2. Thumped Man United 4-0, and I mean thumped. And if in all honesty, and I think MAISY probably agree with me on this one, maybe Brentford could have easily thumped them 6 or 7-0, and that probably wouldn't have looked out of place, to be all honesty. Especially being 4-0 up at half time. And I don't think anybody would have said anything about that, to be fair, because they would have said, oh, well, Man U deserved it because they have a great game. So I think it'll be a tough one for Fulham. Brentford are on a high. Ivan Toney's flying. I mean, that assist he done for that goal for Mbeumo, just so sublime. Jensen looks a good player as well. They've got a strong back line. I'm going to say if Brentford will win this one, and they'll win this one comfortably, 3-0.
Bold. Fair enough. Look at this comment by Keith. Big up to you, Keith, by the way. I don't know no Bradford's in the Premier League, by the way.
You probably means Brentford, John.
Brentford, yeah, I know.
Might be predictive text, John.
Could well be, but he knows what I'm on about. I know. What all one season draw between Fulham and the Bees. Let's hope that is a really exciting match in the London derby. And we're going to go on to Leicester versus Southampton. Leicester only got a point for the first 2 games, and Southampton came back well against Leeds, 2-2 each. This game could go either way, but I'm going to fancy Leicester to pick up their first win of the season, and I'm going to say Leicester 3, Southampton 1. What do you think, Macy?
I think the exact opposite, to be honest. Knowing that Southampton was able to come back, and Leicester have been very poor. They've lost the top goal, the goalkeeper. They've lost out on a few players, and they've got some players up in the air at the moment. Like you've seen, actually, Jamie Vardy's linked to Man United now. James Maddison's linked to several different places. You've seen Tielemans linked to different places as well. And for me, knowing that Southampton was able to do a comeback, how they did, I've actually gone for a Southampton win. And I had gone for Leicester 0, Southampton 1.
Wow. You're going for the away one, eh? I mean, if it was a bet in last offer, you put a 10 on that, you make a lot of money, you would, girl. You love the money, don't you, mate? You love the money.
Who doesn't?
And if you don't want the money and they throw it in your face, you take it. Tony, exactly. Tony.
Yeah, John. So we've got Leicester and Southampton. Leicester ain't had a great start to the Premier League. I think it's. I mean, as much as Southampton has struggled, to come back against the way they did against Leeds was brilliant. So I wouldn't rule Southampton out of this game. Leicester have been poor. Unfortunately, they can't buy players because they need to sell, but they want to keep refusing to sell players. But that's all right because they'll just keep going on the downward spiral they're on at the moment. I think Southampton will surprise them. And I'm backing Southampton to go play and get a positive result. And the positive result is 3 points. So the final score will be Leicester City 1, Southampton 2.
Wow, you both go away wins there. I'll go Leicester 3-1, and I think Leicester will pick up now. I mean, yes, I mean, they're not had the best of starts, I can't lie, but hey, they're going to get the win. So yes, they've got problems. So there you go. Fox says Southampton usually get beat by 8 or 9 once a season. Was it Leicester who did it last time? Yes. And United as well, by the way. And 9-0 just Argentina to Leicester City. So we'll go for that. Let's go on to the next one, which is Bournemouth versus Arsenal. And Bournemouth got absolutely whooped 4-0 against Man City. They did beat Villa at home. Arsenal just going strength for strength. Yeah, they're just so exciting to watch. Jesus up front, Saliba at the back. Even Granit Xhaka is playing his best football as well, by the way. And I'm going to say 3-0 to Arsenal. They're going to be too strong for them. What do you think, Macy?
For me, I have gone Bournemouth 1, Arsenal 3. Because even though Arsenal has scored a fair few, they have still conceded. We've seen Bournemouth is able to score in the Premier League. Man City wasn't the best of tests to have, but they're nowhere near on Arsenal nowhere near on Man City's levels. So I think they'll feel a little bit more relaxed, but I think they'll be a little bit too sloppy. So I've gone for a 3-1 for Arsenal.
Yeah. What did I say as well? I said 3-0, didn't I?
I think so, yeah.
I did. I said 3-0 Arsenal. Before we go on to Tony, I'm going to say 5-0 to Arsenal. Thanks, Chester, for coming and helping us out, man. You have a good evening, mates. Thank you so much indeed. I really appreciate your help. Thank you. Alan said 4-0. Bournemouth from Arsenal 5 from Keith. And Gerard 3-1 to Arsenal. Just use it and get a nah off the bench for the third goal. I tell you what, he's gone from going on a pay-as-you-go contract to signing a full-time contract. That's Nketiah, by the way. So there you go. And Leicester always are a better team all over than Southampton, but are very inconsistent so far in the season. They were great the first half versus Brentford, but poor ever since. Hard to call. Leicester 2-1 for that game as well. And Ian's talking about Tuchel and Conte handbag. I thought that was a little bit, by the way, but I think Conte win that anyway. Tony, on to the game, Bournemouth Arsenal.
Well, yeah, Bournemouth started off with a home win against Villa. Quite predictably lost to Man City. I think I had them down to lose 5-0 last week and they lost 4. Surprised Holland didn't get on the score sheet. Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one for Bournemouth. The only thing I will say is Bournemouth's that tight little ground at the Vitality Stadium. So you've got that tight little ground with the fans on top of you. Arsenal free scoring, but yes, they also concede as well. I'm going to see a closer scoreline for this one. I think Arsenal legit. I think it'll be Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 3.
That'll be very exciting there. Very exciting. If it's 3-2, you can't get any complaint at all whatsoever. It'd be great for the Furious. It'd be great for neutrals, but it would not be great for Arteta or Parker for that matter, by the way. But this was an exciting game. I was plenty of goals in there. And Gerard, he has a good and hard face, I suppose. Yeah, in your face, I suppose. Yeah. Jesus, you get a hat-trick. That's from Paul. Also, so much better than they were last season. Jesus makes such a big difference. Recent, I wanted to go and get him 2-0 to Arsenal. Leicester 2-0. Jesus to get a hat-trick and use the triple captain or capitano in Italian. So that's there you go. Capitano. See, I said that in Italy, by the way, and they love the split. Let's go on to Sunday's game. There's 3 games in there. Leeds against Chelsea, Ellen Road. And last season, Chelsea absolutely demolished by 3-0. Could have been a lot more. And I expect the same again on Sunday. I think Chelsea's going to be far too strong for them. And the way they played against Tottenham, I thought they were absolutely fantastic, but didn't get the win, unfortunately. Koulibaly, my guy, got the first goal. I love that guy. Brilliant player, him. And they're going to win that game by 3-0. So, MAISY.
I think this game's going to be tight, to be honest. And I think Leeds play very well at home. They've always, even though they have played poor last season, they still put on a good performance for the home fans, the best they can do. And the thing is with Chelsea, despite of course them being a top team, they haven't got someone who you will look at and go, that is a proper goal scorer in your hands right here. They're not got that type of player there. And that's what they are missing. And I think in games such as Leeds, where you do need a proper number 9 to head a ball in, or a proper number 9 who can just slot the ball through the net, they don't have that. And to rely on Kai Havertz, who I think takes one too many touches, I just don't think it works. I think Chelsea's going to win, though. I've gone for a 1-0.
Yeah, fair enough. And Ian said Rodrigo's banging them in. He scored twice, didn't he, at Southampton? Then he said 2-0 to Leeds. Keith said forward to Chelsea. Chelsea need a clinical striker. Kai Havertz ain't the answer.
He's not even a striker.
He's nice number 10.
He's a midfielder. And he gets played as a number 9 role because Timo Werner plays better as a winger, and Romelu Lukaku is dog-ding. But going to Fox there, well, I was just going to say Tuchel won't be at the game because he's got a red card, so he won't be able to manage the game. So it'll be his number 2 who will be doing it.
Yeah, because he's going to get banned for the touchdown. So is Conte as well. I'm going to watch Rangers PSV. Go on, PSV! Interested in Gakpo would be a fantastic signing for us in a position we need. I'd love to take that guy on our team. Leeds 1, Chelsea 3, and Chelsea looking at Aubameyang from Barca. There's been talks about, by the way, how to get through crosses, and there will be someone that will get on the end of them, but that's it. 1 goal. And go on, Tony. Leeds, Chelsea.
I predict this is going to be a very difficult game for Leeds and possibly a long afternoon for them. I expect Chelsea to dominate possession, 70-30 maybe. Yes, Rodrigo has been scoring, but you're coming up against the Chelsea defence, which they've strengthened with Koulibaly, which I was obviously pleased he scored at the weekend because he's in my fantasy team. So he got me some extra points for his goal. There's only one winner in this game for me, and that's Chelsea. Leeds will give it a go, as they usually do anyway. My prediction is Leeds United 1, Chelsea 3.
Okay, 3-1 from Tony and 3-0 from me. And what was yours? 2-1, did you say, Macy?
1-0 to Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea. No problem at all. Man U wants Aubameyang.
No, we don't. Aubameyang. Do you know Rabiot deal's off now? Whippy. And apparently we're looking at Casemiro. We go from one bloody spectrum to another.
But is he going to leave Real
Madrid? Casemiro would not come to United. I would love the guy so much to come to us, but literally there's more chance of me looking out that window, seeing a shooting star, making a wish and that coming true, than bloody Casemiro coming to United.
Wow. And Rabiot's move to Man U is off. Excessive wage demands are to blame. So that's off as well. Not surprised. We see Paqueta signing for us this window. Oh, it's on the balance, isn't it? On the balance, nobody knows me. Nobody knows Macy's favorite player. Koulibaly looks decent for Chelsea. He does.
Ooh, Koulibaly.
Hey! I tell you what, he had his best years at Napoli, and I think he'd do fantastic for Chelsea as well.
That's their new song. I literally heard him sing it, and now I can't get out my head.
Hey! I'm not sure about Hudson-Odoi, mate. I mean, not sure about if we're going to get him or not, mate. Again, wait and see. If anyone's sure that Bramble to come out of retirement, that's from Paul. Wow. And Wednesdays, let's swap wood and bag of chips if you want, Macy. I don't think she accept that offer at all.
How much salt and vinegar have you got on him?
Exactly. Hey! Let's move on, man. We got West Ham against Brighton in London Stadium. West Ham lost the first 2 games. Brighton picked up 4 points. Brighton looks absolutely decent, by the way. That's going to be a tough game. I would not be surprised if this game end up in a draw. I'm gonna say ones each in that game. What do you think, Macy?
I think Brighton are outstanding away from home. West Ham haven't performed that well at the moment. They'll be probably picking up the form eventually because I can't see them being a bad team this season. But I'm not going to rule out Brighton at any point. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I've gone for a 2-1 for Brighton.
And Tony?
Yeah, again, it's a tough game. I mean, West Ham sitting second bottom, no points yet. And I think Moyes is going to start being under pressure soon. They've got a Europa Conference League to come as well, so they've got to play Thursday, Sunday soon. And I just can't see where West Ham are going to get a win from. I saw Scamacca come on the other day, and if I'm honest, he don't look that great. I know he's only not long joined them, but he needs to get into the Premier League quickly, because if he doesn't, he's going to be trailing. And is this going to be the case of yet another Italian striker in the Premier League that hasn't been able to cut it? And I'm afraid Scamacca's going that way, so he needs to hit the ground running for for West Ham United. Sorry, I'm going on the same with what I was thinking. Along the lines of what Macy was saying. I think it'll be 2-1 to Brighton. I can see Brighton winning this game and keeping their form up, because Graham Potter's a great manager, I think, and he'll have a game plan for West Ham, and I think there'll be more pressure on Moyes, so I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton.
Fair enough. Graham Potter for England, eh? You never know. Macy should bring out a special on the channel called Macy Sings Football. I think she's a great singer anyway. We love her singing.
I could sing Darwin Nunez is out. Everyone's so bloody happy. Darwin Nunez is out. He gave us with headbutt.
Hey! Well done to you. Well done, man. Hey! Man United are keen to get Jamie Vardy. He signs a 2-year contract. Man, you can keep dreaming. That's a many. He's a Leicester fan as well. No Nunez for 3 matches there. Apparently he's been sent off as well, by the way. This is the Newcastle game. 2-0 to West Ham Brighton. 2-0 to Rennie. 2-1 to West Ham from Allen. I think us and Brighton could be fighting for that last European place, and I don't think Leicester or West Ham would get it. Let's agree. West Ham do Brighton 3. Potter has some plans making hard to win. Brighton 2-1 to win. And Scamacca is Italian. Usually never works out for Italian forwards. 2-1 to Brighton. Castillo 30-yard screamer. This is so shameless. Always rinsing me on every stream. Wow. Can't win. Now, on to the last 2 games. We're going to start with Newcastle Man City. Now, this could be game of the weekend. Newcastle's a great start. 2 clean sheets. And I think that's the first time we had a clean sheets way back since 2000 and something, I think. I'm not sure. But we start with you, Tony. This is going to be a difficult game for Newcastle. I can't lie. Eddie's got to get his tactics right in this game. Who does he drop? Either Botman or Burn. He's going to, what's the tactics going to be? Will Bruno find his feet after a poor game? And will ASM fix up? Make sure he says he's got a great player. He's got to show it against Man City. It's going to be difficult. How do you think it'll go?
Well, that's a dilemma we've got, because obviously Target will be fit again for selection at the weekend. Now, the conundrum that I've been going through, John, because I've been sitting at home thinking, right, what's going to be the best team to put out against Man City the weekend? And I'm sitting there writing it all down and looking at me. So I've got 2 sort of teams we could come up with. We could either play 3 at the back with Shaw, Botman, Burn, with Target and Trippier as wing backs. That would unfortunately be dropping Willock to the bench. Good. And playing Bruno and Joe Linton in the middle with your front 3 up front of Almiron, Wilson and Maxi. Or the other side of it I was looking at was maybe Target sits on the bench and you continue with Dan Burn at left back and you play your normal 4-3-3. So it's working out which way Eddie Howe's going to go around this game. Personally, there's nothing wrong if we play the back three. Yes, it'll be a shame for Joe Willock to miss out, but he will come good, this lad. I mean, I like Joe Willock as well. I'm a big fan of him as well. It's going to be a difficult game regardless. We're going to have to be on our best to match these. There's no reason why we can't. We've beat them before at St James's Park. Remember under Benitez when we were 1 down and then Rondon scored and Richie from the penalty spot. So there's no reason why we can't beat them. Now, my head says a point. I would take a point now. Absolutely. A point would do me, whether it's 0-0, 1-1, because we're both haven't conceded a goal in the Premier League yet. So it's a case of the battle of the defences as well. But my heart says we're going to win this 2-1.
Yeah.
We're at home this time, and this is going to be a different match at home to what it was last season, when we were cruelly robbed of a penalty when Fraser was literally assaulted by Edison, and how the VAR didn't even ask the referee to go and look at the monitor. Absolute disgrace that day, and I thought there was a conspiracy that day, if I'm honest. But I'm going to say, because it's early in the season, we're playing Man City, maybe this might be the game where we can actually pip City and make them slip up. My heart says 2-1, but in my head, I'm going to go 1-1.
Fair enough, Tony. Fair enough. Well worded there. MAISY, from my side looking in, it's going to be a tough match for Newcastle, I think, to be fair.
I think it's going to be a long 90 minutes for Newcastle, if you want me to be honest. I think no matter who you put on that pitch, it's going to be a tough test. Man City are an absolute fantastic side, and the way they can just go about and destroy any team they want is concerning. I'm sorry, but I have got used to lose. I've gone for a 3-0 for City. I'm sorry, but
no, that's fine.
I'm not surprised, Maisie. No,
it was just after seeing that Brighton game, because I think if you didn't have Nick Pope in that goal, you would have lost that game. And I think if you play how you do against Brighton, they'll take advantage of that.
Exactly. Totally agree. And what's the worst thing for us at Ireland not scoring the weekend? That's very true. But we got new defence. I mean, Sven Bond might do a good job. Dan Burn may do a good job. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I've seen people playing 5-4-1, 3 at the back sort of thing. It doesn't matter who we play. We just play the same, play 4-3-3 and hope for the best. You need to get Bruno on it as well. We know Bruno is a top quality player. He had a poor game Saturday, I can't lie, but with Bruno, he can make things happen. He could surprise us all. But I've got to agree with you guys. It's going to be a long. I mean, Tony's going 1 each. Macy saying 3-0. I'm going to be realistic here. I can see us getting beat by, I think we'll score, but I think we could lose by 3 goals to 1, I'm afraid. And I'm sorry to say that. I've just been realistic. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to go 3-1 to Man City in that game. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to be honest. Go over the comments there. We've got 3-2 to Newcastle. Cesare Paqueta, half-time, and comes on to a hat-trick. It'll be amazing, man. Got to think as well. We have never lost a game when Trippier has played. That's it. That's true. 2s each. Look this on. Army win 2s each. You don't win 2s each, mate. That's not a winning game. Fast right, Mason there. Top team. Trippier. Hi, everyone. Don't forget Grealish, Belton, Miggy. We really need to give him a hard time. Sad to say, I think we'll lose, but we aren't anywhere near the level yet. 3-1. That's why I've gone for Stephen. 3-1. Film the City. I'm going to stick on a bet on 2 win. Save your money, mate. Yeah, so the last one I'm going to go on to is just MAISY's team, United, against Liverpool. I think United will win that game by 5-0. I'm joking. And
I'm going to say, John, what have you been smoking? I want it.
Hey! Listen, I don't drink, by the way. I'm going to say, sorry, Macy, but I think Liverpool's going to gain revenge on you, sort of thing. But I'm going to say Man United 0, Liverpool 2.
That's
what
generous.
Do you think?
That's generous.
That is generous, John.
I've been right before. I mean, Paul said to us, everybody's saying he's just saying 1-0 to Forest. I know it's nearly correct, but nah, I'll be realistic. I'll agree with Val. I'm going to go 3-1 to Liverpool there. I'll start with you, Tawny, and then we're going to go on to Macy.
Well, what can we say about this game? Two teams that will start off very slowly. One slower than the other. Man U currently sitting bottom of the table at the moment. So that's not going to help them, is it? They're going to have... Depends how the Old Trafford crowd will be. If they're going to be toxic, then, there's no way they're going to win that game, because they're going to say that the negativity from the fans in the stands will go to the players on the pitch, and they will pick up on that negativity, and that's what they'll feed on. Liverpool will not be happy with the start they have had. So I think Liverpool, regardless of not having Darwin Nunez in the side, they still have good firepower. They've got Firmino still. I can see Liverpool winning this game. So I can't see Man United getting anywhere near them, to be honest with you. And they'll probably play their best player in midfield, Scott McTominay, because they seem to like him a lot, doesn't he, Ten Hag? So,
even though he the last game, but he's going to put him back.
He was a sub, wasn't he? Yeah. But I think Liverpool are going to take aim at De Gea. They're going to test him because he's back to his best of letting it go through his hands. So they're going to try that on with him as well. I'm not as generous as what John is. I'm being more realistic what I think the score is. Last year, was it last season Man U got beat 5-0 at home by Liverpool?
Yep.
I'm going to be a little bit more generous than that, though. I think Liverpool have too much for them. It's going to be Man United 0, Liverpool 4.
Oh,
sorry, Macy, but that's being a realist. And do you know what? Maybe that might be the wake-up call the Glazers might need, another hammering. But I doubt they'll be bothered because they're sitting back in America while they're letting everybody else in the UK get on with the job, and they're just watching their bank balance grow. I did hear a thing, I don't know if you know, Macy, but I've seen it on Twitter today that apparently there's a planned walkout in the stadium for the game starting.
If you want me to be honest, I don't see the point, because they're saying, it's because of this. One, United actually played better behind closed doors. Did you see how we played during lockdown? Second of all, say, for example, each season ticket's £500. It's not. There's going to be a lot more price. And then there's 50,000 people with a season ticket. They've already got the money up front, so they've already got 25 million off us. So why would they give a crap if only like 200 people turn up at Old Trafford? Because they think, well, I've already got me 25 million, so I don't give a crap.
Yes, you bang on, Macy. Yeah, bang on.
I just think that empty Old Trafford is stupid, if you want me to be honest. I think the thing what we need to do, if you are wanting to put up a fight, is to actually do a process and actually invade the pitch again. As much I don't agree with the fact of damaging criminal damage. I don't agree with that, because they've done criminal damage, damaging cameras and damaging Old Trafford, and I don't agree with that. A peaceful protest inside the stadium to prove your point, yes, that will work. Emptying Old Trafford, no, that won't work.
The only problem you've got, though, if you do a pitch invasion, as they've came out with the new rules this season, you're banned for life. So does fans want to really risk getting banned for life? That's the thing.
Do you remember though? When was it? It was during the ESL, wasn't it? Like when that crap came out, and there were like hundreds of United fans on the pitch because that was before the game even started. So they're not gonna find out every single person out them hundreds, are they? And they're probably not even gonna get banned.
No.
They're probably not even ticket holders or anything.
That was when you stopped the Liverpool coach getting in, and then they broke into the changing rooms and everything, didn't it? And smashed windows, which I thought was absolutely disgusting. Vandalism.
I don't agree with vandalism whatsoever. It's just I do agree with protesting, friendly, peaceful protesting, but when people do go too far, and that's when I don't agree with it. And I even said on that time, I do agree that we needed to put that stand up about the ESL because that is going to ruin football. But the fact that you want to vandalise things, it's disgusting. Because you look at Old Trafford and you call it your second home, because that's what you do as a football. Would you like someone coming to your house, for instance, to damage things? No. Don't come into some. This is own property. Even though it's the Glazers' own property, some of them cameras would have been Premier League cameras, or FA cameras or whatever. It's not nothing to do with you. And if you want to damage your own stadium, it shows what kind of a hooligan and what kind of a disgusting person you are. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Well,
can I just quickly ask you, Macy? Sorry, can I just quickly ask you? Do you agree with the way Gary Neville's so vocal about the club, how passionate he seems to be about, like he doesn't like the owners and all this carry on?
Why did it take him so long? That's my quick question. Why did it take you so long? Because we've had David Moyes, we've had Louis van Gaal, we've had Jose Mourinho, we've had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we've had Ralph Rangnick. That's not including the interims of Ryan Giggs, Michael Carrick as well. So we've had all these managers, but you didn't want to open out. You literally blamed Jose Mourinho on things. You blame Louis van Gaal. You won't blame your pal Ole Gunnar Solskjaer though. But all of a sudden, it's the owner's fault. I've always said it's the owner's fault, and that the owners do play a big part as well as the players, and the board. But he wasn't vocal when one, the Glazers were funding his pockets, and two, when his friend was a manager at Manchester United. So don't be a hypocrite. You stick by your views always. Don't go and jump on the bandwagon because everyone else is jumping on the bandwagon all of a sudden. Don't be a Glazers out because we're losing. Be a Glazers out when we're winning. Be a Glazers out when you've won a trophy. Don't be a Glazers out because we're bottom of the table. Because we're playing top of our transfer window. You either Glazers in or you Glazers out. Don't be a hypocrite.
And don't be a sheep.
Well said, Macy.
Well said. Be a leader. Don't be a follower.
I will also say that for Manchester United fans, not just Gary Neville.
Well said. Well said. And the thing is, right, I mean, like Macy said, right, if she was a Newcastle fan, right, and she come out and calling players like ASM and Miggy and Shelby, maybe, and to an extent, Callum Wilson, and she tells it out like it is. Our fan base, Tony, right? Some of them are absolute disgrace. You're not allowed to have go at ASM. You're not allowed to go at Miggy. You're not allowed to go at people, right? They just keep my mouth shut. Sorry, but we call it how it is. If they don't perform, we say it. We say so. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Absolutely, John. And at the end of the day, football is all about opinion. It's all about opinions, John, at the end of the day. And we've all got our own opinions of things. You might have said last week, I might have said, oh, ESM didn't have a great game. But you might say to me, oh, ESM had a brilliant game. And I might think, oh, you've been watching the same game that I'm watching. But then again, I respect your opinion because that would be your opinion. But my opinion might be different to yours. But exactly. I would still respect your opinion like I would with anybody.
Totally agree. I mean, I gave ASM a 4 on Saturday, a 4 out of 10. He wasn't great. Yet, people were having a go and saying that you pick on ASM, pick on everyone else. Don't worry, we'll come to them, yeah? If I gave ASM a 2 last season, yeah? I got ripped apart, yeah? I'll tell them when the filming can. Yeah, they soon showed us respect. We went through the comments as well. I agree with Mace, but some people take it too far. CR7, you can't damage Old Trafford, is that? Sorry, Aaron, that's disrespect to MAISY, but you got an opinion. Cool. MAISY, don't let it get to you. We had to put up with it for years on Ashley. Absolutely right, Wayne. But let's hope it's a 1974 season for him. Listen, nah. I know people want to see United get relegated, but come on, man. If that's what you want, cool. You don't damage your own stadium. That just shows you're not a true supporter. And Keith is right. Totally agree. MAISY, who will mind you replace Ronaldo with in the future? They need to get someone real.
We're going to go for Jamie Vardy, according to The Athletic.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Never, yeah, that's exactly. A picture finishing. Okay. That's MAISY. Facts. Joe 7 could beat Haaland. We're going to talk about Joe tomorrow, by the way. MAISY, never flip-flops for me on United.
Oh, I'm going to say one thing about Neville what also annoys me is how he is up Manchester City's ass. Sorry for the language there, but you look at you would literally look at the way Gary Neville speaks. You would literally think he's played for Man City all his life over Man United. You'd think he was a Man City fan. And I lost respect for Gary Neville when he said Pep Guardiola was the greatest ever manager of all time. That was when I lost respect for Gary Neville.
Yeah, totally agree. He went to Valencia. He didn't do exactly well at Valencia, didn't he? You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
Oh, why would I want to care about his opinion? He don't even know how to manage a team. He's pretty irrelevant in my case.
MAISY, you can do a better job than Neville, by the way. But he has stuck up for Newcastle fans in the past as well. The same as he was doing at Newcastle, losing every week. I commented on a group last week saying I don't think the owners want to spend more money in this window and got the head bit off. Wow. This is the thing. That's the thing with some Newcastle fans, yeah? Someone ain't allowed you to have an opinion. Yeah, but on McLaren, YCS number 2, and Arnautovic. Really, Arnautovic? Listen, don't go sort of think he had a good season. He had a good season for Bologna, but he's not the future of United. Definitely not. Is he nearly 40? Vardy? He's 35. Stop it, taking our player. That's so many. He's a Leicester fan. He said to leave Vardy alone. And if Vardy goes, you end up as Maguire, in his opinion. So there
you signed probably a 2-year deal. I don't think he'll sound like a 5-year deal or like that because Man United want to look at an emergency striker. I think you've looked at an emergency striker since Robin van Persie. Like, come on, you need to look. This is another thing. We haven't had a permanent proper striker since Robin van Persie has left. We've had Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I love Zlatan, but he wasn't a long-term solution. Edinson Cavani, Cristiano Ronaldo. We would have looked at Anthony Martial go, oh, he's our future. He's going to be our number 9, but he's much better on the wings. So we haven't had that striker where we could look at him and rely for them for more than 2 years. And that's just going to be another thing with Jamie Vardy if we do get him. I don't think we will, but...
Yeah. Look at thanks here for coming on, mate. You take care, man, and good luck to MAISY as well. And Man U's becoming like a retirement home. Wow.
Trying to think.
Wow. And don't get why United aren't going to get players like Watkins and Villa or players like Madison. Go for a couple more comps. We're going to wrap up. So we stay at Leicester when he's 35 or 38. He's a legend, Leicester. Some of our fans do go too far. When I say Lascelles had us there and you get called a plastic fan, and what's the F? How you tonight? Pablo, absolutely fine, my guy. Hope you're okay. Thanks, gentlemen. On MAISY, do you think Martial could be the answer before we go? Because we overrun.
I think on his day he can be a good player, but one is too injury prone. And another thing is that he's a lot better as a winger. I think he suits Ten Hag, but I don't think he is an answer where I'd look at the next 5 years and go, this is our striker, guys. He isn't that person for me.
Champion stuff. Let's hope he gets better soon and make sure to save your season.
6 weeks out.
6 weeks. That's too long, man. That's too long. Let's look at this one. We need MAISY's prediction as well on the United Liverpool game.
I've gone for the same as Tony. 4-0 to Liverpool.
4-0. I said 3-1 to Liverpool, and Tony said 4-0 as well. And who's gonna be player of the week? MAISY on Saturday. Player of the. He's going to guarantee goal scorer on the Saturday.
Phil Foden.
Who's that?
Phil Foden.
Phil Foden. Fair enough. And Tony, guaranteed goal scorer.
What of the whole weekend?
Yeah.
I'm going to go different. I'm going to say Gabriel Jesus.
I was going to go with
He's
him.
on a hot streak at the moment, and he's going to continue that.
Yes, I'll go with Jesus as well. 100%. Woods is good as Martial. Why did people say Woods with S in? It's Chris Wood.
Yeah.
Not Chris Woods. Wow.
Chris Woods was the ex-England keeper.
He was indeed. Played for Norwich, played for Rangers as well. Why don't can get Felix Madrid for the place? I believe he's 24, 25-year-old. Felix?
We don't want to spend.
Exactly.
100 million close.
Yeah. I mean, Eden Militao will be good for you as well, by the way. Liverpool United, crunch time for both teams. That's Ravi and Ronaldo. Listen, thanks so much for coming on, guys. And I was going to say, MAISY, where do you find you? Can you tell your socials, please? Lovely.
Yep, thanks for having me on, John. It's been a great show. And it's been great
welcome,
to speak to Tony as well. My YouTube channel is Devils United, Manchester United content, and I've been starting to do a bit of sporting content now as well. So you'll see some sporting watch-alongs on there too. So go and check that out, Devils United, and my Twitter is at @2_MUFC Maze.
Check her out. The links in the description as well on MAISY as well. She is one of the fastest growing podcasters, and I love her to bits. She is absolutely amazing. And Tony, where do you find you on your socials, mate?
Yeah, so you can find me down there at TonyTooney31. Give me a follow, and I'll certainly follow you back.
Thank you so much indeed. Big up to Ravi again. John Mason, Tony, great channel. Thank you so much. He's a big scouser. And MAISY Haaland, 40 to 50 goals. Ronaldo 1 to 2 goals. I think Ronaldo would be gone. I think Ronaldo will not see the season, I'm afraid. I'm sorry to say. I think he'd be gone by the transfer window because there's this, according to the club's attitude as well. And tomorrow I'll be back for the fans forum. And if you check us out with descriptions in the description as well, with links in there, go and check it out, please. And look, we've got fan forum tomorrow. We're going to talk about João Pedro. We're going to talk about the latest transfers as well. We're going to talk about the City game and all the latest news as well. So, guys, I'm going to you backstage. And, guys, thanks for coming, watching it as well. And we should do another prediction next Tuesday night. And like I said, links in there. If you want to follow us, do leave your comments in the comment section as well. And last one from MAISY, big up to John, Tony, and MAISY. Thank you. Ronaldo could do another. Nah, I'm not going to read that, by the way, but I get your meaning. But thanks so much indeed. Thanks, guys. And I shall see you tomorrow for the fans forum. Take care.